It's really about developing any appropriate pedagogy for teaching vulnerable and marginalized children like pregnant schoolgirls, lactating schoolgirls, poor children, or children living far from school. That is not the issue. The challenge is how to manage with such learners in the classroom, with all the physical, psychological, and emotional challenges they face. Two operational words here are empathy and understanding. A teacher cannot help such learners in the class if she doesn't understand their challenges, which can be huge and seemingly insurmountable.
Hey, where is your billet? I don't care if you are taunted in school. You asked for it. I wonder why I'm even keeping you in this house. You're just a bad example for the rest of my girls. And you? Why are you crying? You spoiled her. It's all your fault.
Oh, hello, man, school girl.
So what do you think? How is she treated in your view? How do you think she feels? Does she feel wanted, a part of that class? Does she feel included? Do you think she will love to continue going to school? We will come back to all these questions again. But let's see how this could have played out.
Okay class, today we are going to talk about parts of speech and we are dealing with noun. So who can tell me what is a noun? Take time. Okay class, I'll just go over what I've been saying while Mary was not around. Mary, I'll be very brief here. We'll find time after school to cover what you missed.
Thank you, Miss Fona.
Thank you, Miss Fona. You're welcome.
Excuse me, madam. I need to go to the toilet.
How many times do you have to go to the toilet?
As often as she feels like it. Mary, you can go. Class, let's just be patient with her. Pregnancy has many symptoms. This may be one. Let's show tolerance and understanding, okay?
So back to our questions. Now, what do you think? How is she treated in your view? How do you think she feels? Does she feel wanted, a part of that class? Does she feel included? Do you think she will love to continue going to school? I will make bold to say yes, and that is what should happen in an inclusive education environment. Ideally, such an environment will require a professional nurse and adequate infrastructure to cater to the needs of a pregnant schoolgirl, like a space for the nurse to provide health services or to use as sick room for students who need observation, or a place they can be kept while arrangements are made to take them to the local clinic if need be. In most cases, such facilities may not be available. But understanding and empathizing with the learner's condition along with a willingness by the teachers and the school to help, can go a long way in making the students feel included. Let's look at another scenario featuring a parent learner.
You are late again today.
I'm sorry, ma, the baby is not well. I had to take her to the clinic.
Same excuse always. And we're a new topic. I'm afraid you have to find someone who is willing to help you.
There is no one to help, ma.
Well, too bad. This is to all of you. Don't go get pregnant or have a baby while you're in school. Go and sit down. Welcome.
Madam, I am asking for permission to go home. It is time for me to breastfeed my child.
You are the last to come and the first to leave. I really don't know how you plan to make up for the lesson you are missing. I certainly don't have time. Go!
I'm sorry, ma. Thank you.
Well. That is pretty tough on the poor mother. How would this have played out in an inclusive education environment where there is empathy and understanding and where the needs of every student is paramount?
So the poor man...
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. You are from the clinic, right?
Yes, ma.
How is she?
She's much better, ma. The nurse says we should go back next week.
Okay. Class, we have to make Maya to feel comfortable. She's one of us. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Go and sit down.
Thank you, ma.
Mayatu, unfortunately, you have missed quite a bit. Don't worry, we'll find a way to help you catch up. You may ask one of your classmates to help you. Who wants to help her? Remember, she's one of us. Please. Anyway, never mind. We'll see what I can do after school. Very well. Jane will help you. Thank you, Jane. I will still go over the lesson with you.
That is one way the scene would have played out in an inclusive education environment for a parent learner. Ideally, as with the pregnant schoolgirl, such environments will require adequate infrastructure to meet the needs of a parent learner, like a room to use as sick room or a nursery for students to breastfeed their babies, change their diapers, or lay them to rest under the watchful eye of a nurse. But again, in the absence of such facilities, empathy and understanding can help a lot, with teachers and the school improvising on available resources to help a parent learner attending their school. Also, they can reach out to the Free Quality School Education, regional or district coordinators' offices, and any NGOs in their locality that may be interested in providing support. What about a boy from a poor background? Here is a scenario featuring a boy from a poor background. Our boy 9 lives in a depressed community in a one-room shack with his parents and 4 siblings. His mother sells vegetable and spice at the market. His father carries load. They have 1 meal a day in the evening where the mother returns from the market to cook. Our 9-year-old schoolboy and his siblings are in a constant battle with hunger. He goes to school without eating. By midday, he is hungry and tired, finding it difficult to stay alert and concentrate. Not understanding his plight, the teacher thinks he is simply lazy and disinterested in the lessons taught. The boy is often scolded for not answering the simplest questions correctly, and his classmates laugh at him. All of these challenges make our boy feel vulnerable and marginalized. Except his teachers understand his plight, empathize with him, and treat him accordingly, his performance in school will be severely compromised. How do you handle such a child in an inclusive environment? The goal is to prevent him from feeling excluded or marginalized. There are so many ways to do that. Keenly observe the children and note any unusual or troubling behavior. Once you have identified a child with a problem, try to learn about his or her particular circumstances. Pay special attention to the child. Encourage, protect, and build his or her confidence. Encourage him or her to participate actively in class. Identify and contact any source of support and counseling. Let's look at one more category of vulnerable learners: those living far from school. The distance a child lives from school can have a negative impact on that child's performance in school. If he comes from a poor background, where the parents struggle to make ends meet. There's a pattern in each of the scenarios featuring these different categories of vulnerable and marginalized children. Their challenges are compounded when teachers and classmates demonstrate a lack of understanding and empathy, but are overcome or minimized when the teacher and classmates show understanding and empathy. What lessons do we learn from this? There is a radical inclusion policy in Sierra Leone, developed by the Ministry of Basic and Senior Education in collaboration with key education stakeholders. The policy is guided by the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education's 4 guiding principles: universal access, comprehensive safety, radical inclusion, and quality learning and teaching. The goal of this policy will be achieved through the following 4 sub-objectives: create inclusive learning environment, target support to vulnerable learners, engage families and communities, enable policy environment and effective implementation. The government is working towards having an effective, inclusive education environment in all our educational institutions. But there is a lot to be put in place before we get there. However, we don't have to wait for everything to be in place before we can start practicing inclusion. In the scenarios in this video, all it took to make life more accommodating for the learners was adopting the right attitude towards them, an understanding of their situation, and empathizing with them. That is all it takes to keep these learners happy in school and prevent them from going through hell or even dropping out of school. Once there is understanding and empathy, along with a willingness to help with the limited resources at their disposal, the schools can make life more bearable for these children. Schools faced with acute challenges relating to inclusion, marginalized or vulnerable children can always reach out to the Free Quality Education, regional or district coordinators' offices, and any NGOs in their locality that may be interested in providing support. And this brings us to the end of our video. There's a pamphlet accompanying this video that will enhance your understanding of the issues addressed and provide you with some more details on this subject. Thanks for watching.